Ah, the iconic sound of an amazing game. The publisher Valve has created a plethora of great games over the years. Some of these games include the Half-Life sagas, the puzzle shooter Portal, and the zombie thriller Left 4 Dead. However, the game we bring you today is Team Fortress 2. Made in the image of Team Fortress and Team Fortress Classic, Team Fortress 2 takes the styles of both games and recreates a simply remarkable experience. This game is hailed as the first-person shooter that all can enjoy. From unique class-based combat to comical death animations, you'll find hours of entertainment waiting for you. Something that makes Team Fortress 2 unique is the different classes. Many other games only emphasize weapon upgrades from a standard character slate. Team Fortress 2 has those weapon upgrades, but instead of just one, you have 9 very different character slates from which you can choose and upgrade, thus giving each class its own unique spirit. From the quick and nimble scout to the slow, hard-hitting heavy, anyone can find something that matches their own personal playstyle. Out of the 9 different classes you can find in the game, the first one we will talk about today is the Scout. The Scout uses the advantages of agility, speed, and the unique double jump trait to kill its enemies while dodging damage. You'll need every bit of advantage to dodge this damage, but the Scout only has 125 health, the lowest in the game. The Scout's weapons are most effective at close range. Armed with a scatter gun, which is a more powerful shotgun, a Scout maneuvers close to an enemy, blasts him with a couple rounds, and runs away. The secondary weapon for the Scout is a basic pistol, good for running away while firing to try and deal some damage to the enemy. The melee weapon for the Scout is a metal bat, crushing his enemies with fast swings of glory. With the Scout's speed and agility, the player is capable of dealing a great amount of damage to the enemy. The second of the 9 classes is the Soldier. Using a rocket launcher, the Soldier is able to deal a great amount of damage with one hit. However, the Soldier is the second slowest class in the game. He makes up for this by using the rocket jump ability. This is accomplished by shooting a rocket at his feet, which then propels him in the desired direction. One might ask, doesn't shooting a rocket at your feet kill you? Well, it does deal damage, however the Soldier has 200 health, enough to spare. The secondary weapon for the Soldier is a basic shotgun, and he also carries a trench-style shovel for melee combat. Overall, the Soldier makes for a strong, offensive, and very aggressive class. The third class in Team Fortress 2 is the Heavy. This big-boned man carries a machine gun, spitting thousands of bullets at his enemies every second. Already being the slowest character in the game, the Heavy becomes even slower when firing his machine gun. With this disadvantage, one might expect the Heavy to have a lot of health, and one would be right. The Heavy has the most health in the game, sitting at 300. Because of the fast rate of fire, the Heavy often uses up all of his machine gun ammo. When this occurs, he switches to a secondary weapon, the shotgun. On the rare occasion an enemy gets within melee range, the Heavy drops his gun and pulls out his trusty fist. Used correctly, the Heavy can be an effective defensive and offensive character. When it comes to defense, there are none better than our 5th class, the Engineer. A unique trait to the Engineer is he can build items to benefit his team. One of these items is the Sentry Gun. The Sentry Gun has 3 different stages. On the first stage, the Sentry Gun is relatively weak, only shooting out bullets that deal a small amount of damage. Upon improvement to level 2, the Sentry Gun is upgraded with 2 machine guns. The 2 machine guns shoot out more rapidly and deal more damage than the level 1. At level 3, the Sentry Gun is upgraded with a rocket launcher. Another item the Engineer can build is a dispenser. The dispenser supplies health and ammo to nearby allies. The higher the building level, the more health and ammo it will give out. The third and final building is the teleporter. Each time an ally takes a teleporter, there is a small cooldown time before it can be used again. As the teleporter is upgraded to higher levels, the cooldown time is decreased. With average health and only a basic shotgun and pistol as the Engineer's weapons, he has to rely on his buildings to defend them in battle. The Engineer uses a wrench to build and upgrade his buildings, and also to give his enemies a good whack on the head, should they get too close. Without a doubt, defense is what the Engineer was built for. Another support class is the Sniper, our 6th character. Using traditional ways of a marksman, the Sniper uses a rifle to deal great amounts of damage from far away. With the sniper rifle, when it is zoomed in, it starts a charge. The longer it is zoomed in, the greater the charge gets, and the more damage the shot will do. A fully charged headshot will kill any class in the game, even a fully overhealed heavy. The sniper also carries the SMG. The SMG bullets do not deal a great amount of damage, so be prepared to shoot a lot of bullets. The sniper's melee weapon is a kukri, basically a fancy machete. It is a great weapon when enemies get a little bit too close for comfort. The sniper is used in both offensive and defensive situations and is a great support class. Our next class is arguably the most important in the game. It can be a game winner if you have one, and not having one can cause your team's downfall. Yes, the medic is a very important class. Being the primary healer, the medic is often very busy. The medic's secondary weapon, the medigun, is the most important weapon to him. The gun shoots streams of health at his allies, slowly healing them over time. As the medic heals his allies, he slowly builds an uber charge. Once this reaches 100%, the medic can unleash the charge, which causes the medic and his ally to become invincible for 8 seconds. Another special ability for the medic is his regenerative health. While outside of combat, the medic naturally heals every second. The longer he is outside of combat, the more health he gets per second. Sometimes the medic can find himself alone, and has to kill enemies on his own. For that, the medic is equipped with a syringe gun, and for close combat, a bone saw to tear his enemies in half. If a team wants to be successful, the medic is a must. Our second to last class, and one of the hardest classes to play, is the Spy. Only having 125 health makes it very difficult to maneuver around the enemy team. He makes up for this low health by doing 2 things, being able to disguise as an enemy and being able to turn invisible. Using these 2 abilities, the Spy sneaks up on enemies and stabs them in the back with his butterfly knife. If he misses the back and hits the front of the enemy with the knife, it will deal very little damage. However, if the Spy hits the back, it is an instant kill. Now caution, upon attacking, the Spy will lose his disguise. The Spy is also equipped with an electro sapper, which is placed on buildings to render them useless, and it slowly drains the health from these buildings. Using one of these devices does not reveal your disguise. An electro sapper can be removed by an engineer with his wrench, so you want to make sure to kill the engineer before he can do that. The Spy is a very fun class to play, but it is also a very difficult class to master. The last class to talk about is the Pyro. First glances tell the player the Pyro is a very easy class to play. However, as you delve deeper into him, it becomes more apparent the Pyro is a very complicated class. The Pyro's main weapon is a flamethrower, spitting flames at close-range targets and setting them alight. Once caught on fire, the enemy burns for about 5 to 6 seconds. A very important role for the Pyro is the spy check. This is performed by burning just about everything. The Pyro is burning an ally and they light on fire. That most likely means they are a disguised enemy spy. Sometimes an enemy is too far for the flamethrower to reach. That is when the Pyro takes out his shotgun to finish off enemies. Having tied for 3rd most health at 175 allows the Pyro to be a very offensive character. However, this is where the Pyro is often overlooked. Because of his compression blast, a secondary attack on the flamethrower that allows the Pyro to air blast an enemy or enemy projectile backwards, and the ability to spy check, the Pyro can be a vital part of a team's defense. Another defensive ability for the Pyro is to put out burning allies. If a Pyro sees a burning ally, he simply needs to compression blast the ally to put him out. The list seems to go on and on for the Pyro's ability, which makes the Pyro a very fun and complicated class to play. As a multiplayer, Team Fortress 2 is one of the best of its kind. With Valve adding new content including new weapons, new maps, and new hats, the players promised an exciting game every time they played.